is to be on the verge of collapse. Sweden has today become the latest country to close its borders to migrants. William Hague, the former Foreign Secretary, warns that the migrant crisis is a mere gust of the hurricane that will soon engulf Europe. What should be Europe's long-term response be to this crisis? Shut the European borders or do something more imaginative? At 6, the Indian Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, has been meeting David Cameron today. He's faced big protests in Whitehall, but why? Who is this man who leads a nation of 1.2 billion? Is he a force for good or a force for evil? 6 minutes here on LBC. Now, women in Britain think a wife's main role is to look after her husband. That's according to a major new study. The research by YouGov surveyed 42,000 people in 24 countries on their attitudes to gender equality. Now, one of the statements posed was that a wife's first role is to look after her husband. Think about that. Is that something you would subscribe to? It doesn't matter whether you're a woman or a man. Would you say that is a wife's first role, to look after her husband? I suppose you could turn it around and say, well, a husband's first role is to look after his wife as well. Well, in European countries, between 7 and 18% of people agreed, while in Indonesia and some other countries, it was far more than that. Malaysia, more than 2/3 of online respondents concurred. Britain, however, was the only country where more women than men agreed with the statement. It was also one of only 2 countries where more women believed the statement, a woman's place is in the home, than men. Admittedly, it was only 10% compared to 8%. But even, 2015, 10% of people in this country believe, 10% of women believe that a woman's place is in the home. I wonder whether that's something that you think is more widespread than this survey suggests. 0345 6060 973. Is it only in certain communities where this belief is still there? And in any case, what's wrong with it? I mean, my mother was a stay-at-home mother. She would have subscribed to this statement that her first duty was to look after her husband. Is there actually anything wrong with that? Are women in this country actually being brainwashed to think that that sort of view is wrong? 0345 6060 973. Lynette Burrows joins us, social commentator and family campaigner. Lynette, good afternoon.
Hello.
Do you think there has been a certain amount of brainwashing ever since the social revolution of the 1960s?
Oh yes, of course there has been. I mean, they do call it social bias now, don't they, when you ask people questions. You frame it so it sort of rings a bell. This is what they're expected to answer. I mean, the fact is that actually in a government survey only a handful of years ago, they asked women